So you'll need some baking soda, some vinegar, some water, dish soap, a glass, something to mix with, a spoon. You might want another small glass to pour the vinegar in, or if you have a smaller bottle of vinegar, you can pour it directly from the bottle. If you want food coloring, you can use it. It's not necessary. I have a little bit here that I will use just so you can see it better on the camera, but it won't add anything to it. So I'm Talina Rambaran, Dr. Talina Rambaran. I work as a researcher at McMaster University in the Sheardown Lab. And so we're an engineering lab at McMaster, and we focus on the eye. So we're trying to find better ways to treat the eye when there's issues with the eyes. But my background is in chemistry, so I have my bachelor's and my doctorate in chemistry. So I'm not the type of doctor that you would go to when you're sick, but I am a doctor that knows a lot about chemistry. So the first reaction we're going to do is a chemical reaction with baking soda and vinegar. And so in terms of safety, both of these are fairly safe. You obviously don't want to get the vinegar in your eye, so just be careful when pouring it. And so what's special about baking soda and vinegar is that baking soda is a base and vinegar is an acid. And acids and bases react, and when they react, they can neutralize each other, so it's like two opposites attracting. And what's special about baking soda, which is our base, is that when it reacts with an acid, it breaks down, and when it breaks down, it forms water and carbon dioxide. So does anybody know what carbon dioxide is? It's one of the things that we breathe out. When we breathe in, we take in the oxygen, and one of the byproducts of respiration is carbon dioxide. So it's a gas, and what we'll see when we do this chemical reaction is some of those gases being produced. So we're just gonna start by eyeballing this. Everybody can get their baking soda out, and you can use a spoon or you can just pour it right from the box and just take a couple scoops and you can put it into your glass or container. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of water to the baking soda. So you don't, if you've ever done this reaction before, you don't have to add water to it. You can add the vinegar directly to the baking soda. But the benefit of adding some water to it is that it gets those molecules to dissolve, and they will react faster when we add the vinegar. And so just to help you see this a little better, I'm going to add a little bit of red food coloring to it and give that a mix. And then I've got a little bit of dish soap here that I'm going to add to it. And all the dish soap is going to do, it's not participating in the reaction, but it'll just help us see those bubbles a little bit better. Okay. So now that we have that all ready to go, the next thing we can do is get our vinegar. So we're just using regular vinegar. And vinegar, the chemical name is actually ethanoic acid or acetic acid. And so vinegar is mostly water with a little bit of that acid in it. And so because I have a very big container, I'm going to pour some of it into the glass here. Okay, how is everybody doing for timing? Does everybody have their baking soda and water and dish soap mixed? And has their vinegar ready? And so when you're pouring it, you don't need to mix it at all. You can just pour the vinegar into the baking soda and observe what happens. So if you want to observe what I'm doing first before you do it yourself, so you don't miss it, you can do that, or you can do it at the same time. And so you can see the reaction happens really, really quickly. You can see all of those bubbles being formed, and those bubbles, again, are from that chemical reaction that we're doing, and it's producing that gas that's coming out, and you'll obviously smell the vinegar. It's very, very strong as well. And so that is just a basic chemical reaction. And so everything technically is chemicals in the world. So vinegar is a chemical, baking soda is a chemical, even water is a chemical. And so sometimes you hear to be careful of chemicals, and it's true that there's some chemicals that are dangerous that kids don't want to be playing with, like cleaning products and bleach. Those are dangerous chemicals, but there's some chemicals that are also safe.